I head back to St. Mary's Glacier today. It's been 1 year since I first seen this mountain. Little did I know of the lessons it would teach, the respect it would command, or the second chance it would give. Today I return to show my respects and express my gratitude. The return to St. Mary's Glacier. Last year on my way out to Los Angeles, I came up through Denver to stay with some friends, and we went on a little hike. And it was just gonna be a typical leisurely hike. We wanted to get up in the mountains, but nothing strenuous, nothing too crazy. And boy, did we not anticipate how our lives would change forever. St. Mary's Glacier, hiking up. Toby Thompson. So it's been a very eventful hike already. First, you had to have cash for the parking, right? But no problem, we had cash, but you had to have exact change. All you had was $25 to park. So it was like, fuck.
We rounded up some change off the ground.
We rounded up some change. I was looking in the parking lot all over in the dirt. It ended up coming up with what,
$4.26.
$4.26. Okay, so I feel kind of bad. We're 74 cents short, but
We figured they'd let it slide.
we figured we'd let it slide, you know? I mean, I don't think, they may not even count it. Like, we had to put it in this shitty ass envelope. It barely fit in the deposit thing. Like, we may not, I think we're gonna be okay. But,
To the left,
yeah, go left.
road less traveled.
Road less traveled and uphill. It's always the way to go. But St. Mary's Glacier, check out that view in the background. It's a pretty nice little view. Hopefully when we get to the top, we'll have a little bit nicer view. It's just a casual like 3/4 mile hike, right? But I don't even know if we're halfway up yet.
I think we're like
Yeah.
a third.
Maybe a third. Pretty
Back's
out
getting a little tight.
back's tied, pretty out of breath. But
Probably at a solid 11, 12,000 feet elevation right now.
oh yeah, for sure. Yeah,
So
well,
the
that's,
altitude's kind of kicking my butt.
I'm definitely not used to it. It's kicking my. But you know, it's the journey that you remember the most, and then when you get to the top and see the views, and it'll
Makes
all
the
be
view that much better.
it'll all be worth it. So anything in life that's fun and like worth having is going to take a little bit of suffering at first, right? So a little metaphor for you on this Sunday morning. St. Mary's Glacier is is a place I'll never forget. The mountains gave me a second chance, and to this day I have the utmost respect for every single mountain that I attempt to summit, and that respect has yielded a few unsuccessful summits very, very close to the top, 1/4 mile out, literally 160 feet below the summit on one. And you know, that respect has certainly carried with me, and I'm very appreciative of that. So today we return back to St. Mary's Glacier to visit the place and pay our respects. And once again I find myself scrapping together some loose change to pay for parking. All part of the journey. Wouldn't be the same without. Alright, heading out on the trail. Walking to the trailhead now. Beautiful weather, a little chilly, maybe a little windy up top. Got my jacket, my bag, camera, loaded down. Yeah, I remember these just massive rocks just sitting on the trail, like a boulder field. Not sure this video does any justice, but way here. This is the famous fork. Go right, you go left. Last time I went left, didn't turn out so good. I'm gonna go right this time. Alright, nobody's gonna believe this shit, but Kobe, tell them what we just did. Just tell them.
So, earlier in the video, I think you saw a part where we came to a fork. Just so happened we were recording at the time.
Yeah, we took it.
And we decided to take the path less traveled. Turns out the path less traveled was not the trail. It was where the water had
trickled down
the mountain and wore out a path.
Yeah.
And we followed the water line of probably the steepest part of the mountain. Ended up basically having to get on our hands and knees, scaling to the top.
Literally hands and knees. Like, my hands are all fucking dirty and cut up. Like, my pants are all dirty. Like, literally scooting on the side of the freaking face of the mountain. Like, no bullcrap. Like, we got pictures of this. It's not going to do anywhere justice, but I'm going to put them on here so you can see, like, what we did and how far we went. Alright, here's some video from the lateral angle of what we had to deal with last year. You can see everything just drains right into the lake down there, and much of that straight flat stuff. Yeah, we had to deal with that. Pretty brutal. Definitely, I'll never forget. Well, we got lost, like we got separated, and somehow I got way the fuck up the mountain, and Kobe's way down here.
The worst part about it is when you get to the top, you realize that there was no trail to the top, that you literally just scaled that mountain. Yeah. But then there's no trail to get down. So then you have to...
That was the hard part. Yeah. That was the difficulty.
So we went straight down the middle, and at some points ended up having to have like pure adrenaline hold fingertips onto the mountain-side. And at one point, as we're scaling down, I hear somebody's voice echo in the distance. Look, there's 2 of them.
Yep, that would be 2 of us.
Yeah.
Hanging off the side of the face.
That'd be 2 crazies hanging off the face of the freaking mountain.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there were some people watching the whole thing. Like, there were some people down below fishing, like, way the hell down there. Like, they're like ants. We were so high up there. Yeah. But, like, you could see, like, when we got down, we could look up there and you could see people, like, not where we were, but, like, moving around the mountain. So we put on quite the show, and I was waiting for somebody to dial up the helicopter and come out there and pick us up.
The best part about it was when we finished, we actually went to where we should have been in the first place at the Glacier, and we talked to a guy, and he said that people come up there with rock climbing gear with spikes and pickaxe up the face of that mountain that we just slid down.
No gear, barehanded. Like, I mean, we didn't even mentally prepare ourselves to get into that. Like, we just found ourselves in it and, like, made it happen, you know? So the path less traveled was taken today, and we survived it, and we lived to tell the story.
We weren't excited about it while we were on the mountain.
Not at all.
But now that it's over,
so
we're more manly.
Don't think we didn't go to church this morning. Like, there was a lot of prayer said on that mountain, and I'm pretty sure we were closer to God than you guys were. We were 10,000 feet up there. So
that was the truth. Church was had on that face of that mountain this morning.
And more relevance than it ever had.
I think I talked to God a lot today.
Right on. But we survived it.
Today, as I descended down the mountain, I couldn't help but think about how we descended 1 year ago. I looked to my left and to my right. I had no idea how I got in this situation. I was surrounded by loose rocks and very unstable foot and hand holds. How I would get down from this, I asked myself. Once back down from the summit, I looked back at the face that we had descended down last year. Utter amazement. I had no idea how we got down safely. Looking at the face, the rugged, rocky, exposed mountain that we managed to get down with just a few scrapes. I have no doubt in my mind that there is a lot to learn on that mountain that day. I'd be foolish if I didn't learn, take heed, take warning, and carry those lessons with me throughout my life. That late October day in 2016 will be one I never forget. It has turned to be a pivotal moment, a turning point in my life, and for that, I am thankful. I think I will try to make a yearly pilgrimage back to St. Mary's Glacier to pay my respect and to show my gratitude. Each time I return, I'll have a lot more experience as a climber and as a hiker. I won't return for the difficulty of the hike, rather for the appreciation, for the ability to still be able to hike.